someone come to save the day too. Watch. Oh my god, this shit is so fucking easy, bro.
Stand down, girl. This
She's
doesn't
gonna say, get away from my dad.
You will not hurt my dad.
You're in no position to make demands of me.
Fuck off.
Imagine what
is Helluva Boss even about? When Helluva Boss came out in 2019, I thought it was a promising look into what VivziePop had to offer. It had an interesting premise, characters, and a promising future. This was, of course, before I saw how bad Hazbin Hotel turned out. I remember watching videos of people theorizing the different layers of hell and all the different types of demons we could see. People exploring the different caste system and possible backstories of all of our characters. Now that we're in season 2 of Helluva Boss, I can say that I know the answer to some of those questions, but I can't be damned to care. The first season of Helluva Boss is pretty decent, I would say. We get a good idea of what the characters' motivations are, and there's a concrete goal and a conflict with Blitz and the book. The voice acting is good, and the characters are generally likable. The show establishes a good dynamic between the main cast, showing us the adventures of the characters just trying to do their jobs. However, this is where the cracks begin to show. To me, this is where the show started to lose a feeling of anything really being at stake. This is when the show started to bullshit its characters out of situations. This is super present in episode 6 when they're killing the CIA guys. There's no weight to the fight scene. Things are just happening. With the characters being like, oh yeah baby, take that, I'm so cool, look how cool, oh my god, look how much they care for each other. What is the point of showing the characters in conflict if there's nothing to lose in the first place? It seems like the characters in the show go from hopelessly hopeless to hopelessly overpowered. Look how Moxie and Blitz are captured within the first half of the episode by the agents. It's framed as this big event with Luna going,
Blitz was using a total of 0 euphemisms, innuendos, or swears. That means it was serious, which means I don't open it until open the fucking portal now!
Only to be brutally shitting on the FBI guys 10 minutes later. If they could do that in the first place, how did they get captured? Wouldn't Millie and Luna just kill the guys before they can take Blitz and Moxie? There's no concrete line of what the characters are and aren't capable of. This happens a couple times in the show, where I get tonal whiplash between the melodrama that's happening between Blitz and Stolas and the violence taking place. I mean, look at the latest episode. Luna literally pulls a whole new fucking power out of her ass, turning into a big fuck off dog out of nowhere.
The Marquis of Hell! You are
What the fuck is she turning into? What's going on? Oh, she turned into a doggy! When has Luna ever been shown to be able to do that in the entirety of the show? That's like a stupid power. You just turn into a big fuck off dog. You're already a dog. Okay.
The characters feel like they have nothing to lose because I know nothing is going to happen to them. We don't even know what happens to demons if they die. This is continued throughout the rest of the show. Interesting introduction to conflict, build up with no stakes, and eventual resolution. This is repeated over and over again just so the show can prioritize melodrama, which leads me to my next point of contention.
No more saying cuss words, guys! It's inappropriate and violent!
I don't know what it is, but the constant swearing and vulgar language really gets old. It's fine when it's done right, but the show does it like 24/7 and it feels like a crutch it uses for humor. It takes the wind out of doing anything serious or doing anything with meaning when you have the characters literally killing people in the most brutal way possible, only for them to be like, okay guys, these guys are murderers, but they also have feelings and lives. Oh my god. Nothing is really sacred to the characters, so why should I care about what's sacred to them? I don't mind having edgy characters or telling edgy stories, but you have to make me care about the characters, make me have some sort of connection to them, or give them redeeming qualities. Instead of doing this, the show focuses on moments. I noticed this both in Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. It's a huge issue in Hazbin Hotel. There'll be times when random shit is introduced, or something interesting is building only for it to be ruined for the sake of a moment. Let me give you an example. Let's take the last episode of season 1 with Asmodeus. We see him making fun of Blitz and Stolas with a fire ass song. If there's one thing I have to say positive about Helluva Boss, is the songs are pretty good, with Asmodeus sort of representing the establishment of hell. Lower class demons aren't supposed to date upper class demons, and more importantly, love is a foolish concept in hell, which is why Asmodeus is appalled at Moxie's attempt to serenade Millie. The show frames this as a possible interesting concept, only for it to be ruined in episode 6 of season 2. We get the same song and dance, interesting concept fight scene, without stakes, song, and melodramatic resolution. Another example would be Stolas' cousin randomly appearing and supporting him in the courtroom when he's had literally no indication of existing in the entire show. This concept also applies to the entire Council of Hell. Like for example, B, who is somehow qualified to be judging people's fates when she literally just throws parties and sings songs with repetitive lyrics. It feels like the show wanted to focus on, wouldn't it be cool if Asmodeus was in the council? Wouldn't it be cool if Stolas had a cousin who was totally chill and Latino coded? Instead of developing depth to its characters, the show focuses on melodrama.
I'm about to explain everything in the only way I know how. Song!
Which is strange because the pilot is very different tonally for the rest of the show. The pilot is structured in a way that introduces us to the characters while showing us that they are pieces of shit. It's even said in the last few scenes. These characters are morally reprehensible, but the things they do are entertaining, which is what the whole purpose of the show was. That's what I thought the show was supposed to be about. The show feels like it's torn between what it wants to be. I noticed that during season 2, during the more serious moments of character development, the show would start taking itself seriously, with Stolas trying to find his daughter and Moxie getting his backstory. But there's moments where this is like completely ruined for the sake of comedy, like when Blitz decides to sleep with Chaz. Why would I care about Blitz as a character, let alone his relationships, when he can't even respect his own friends' relationships? I get that it's hell, but you can't use this as a crutch for your characters to be awful and then make us care when things go south. What is all this melodrama leading up to? Why does it seem like every time there's an interesting premise or morally gray idea, the show takes the easy way out, giving Stolas and Blitz plot armor for their actions? Killing people is okay to make money, guys, but killing gay people because they remind me of my relationships, not okay, guys. I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, that Blitz is a massive piece of shit and he really doesn't deserve to be in a relationship. If the characters are horrible, why should I care? The episodes going forward after episode 6 are good at best and awful at worst, with it feeling like there really isn't a show, more like a medium for Vivzy Pop to animate whatever cool scenario she had in her head. It's fine if you want to do this. I like character showcases and people animating whatever cool scenario they can cook up in their heads. But when you present Helluva Boss as this weird, edgy comedy, don't pretend like there's a complex, deep narrative that I'm supposed to care about. A lot of the interactions past episode 6 don't really feel earned. The show feels like it's trying hard to be everything everywhere all at once, while not being really any of them. The last episode was kind of a disaster, with the show flat out exemplifying everything I talked about here. At one point, it tries to guilt you into thinking that promiscuity is somehow okay because Blitz and Stolas got together because Stolas was cheating. It kind of makes you think that maybe relationships founded on vice and lies aren't really healthy, guys. Oh, what? Wow! In conclusion, I don't think Helluva Boss is a horrible show, just a flawed one. After watching the last episode, I went into making this video with the intent on shitting on the show because I have been hate watching this shit for some time now. But after rewatching some of the earlier episodes, I realized that I didn't really hate the show. There's a lot that I can like about Helluva Boss. There's some moments that hit really hard. There's good songs, good animation, and good voice acting. It's just frustrating to see so much potential wasted on a project that has been leading the charge for indie animation. I say these things because I want Helluva Boss to succeed. I want there to be shows that take off and are funded through YouTube, lessening the corporate hold that companies like Disney have on animation. With all that being said, I want Helluva Boss to succeed, if not for the future of indie animation, but so I can see more of that Luna. God! Oh my god!
I'm a gooner, honey. I edge and I do mewing, but at least I know I'm not alone.
You're a gooner just like me.